I couldn't help but to put this segment into our show. It is a very sad one for many people, for myself, for I guess everyone that has seen some of the pictures out of Israel, have heard the stories out of Israel over the last weekend, the attacks by Hamas on civilians. But obviously, this is a business show, so we want to keep it to business. And I want to say that the markets have been quite resilient, actually. They've taken in what's going on. And I guess the number one worry for most people was that because Hamas, Hezbollah in the north, and Lebanon, and some of the other terrorist organizations are funded by Iran. We know Iran is a very large producer of energy or oil. And the Middle East in general, obviously, Saudi Arabia, big producer of oil. The fear was that we would wake up Monday morning, even though it was Thanksgiving here in Canada, US markets were open. The fear I had was that the markets would open up significantly down, led by a spike in oil prices and the idea that there's a new war raging in the Middle East and a new war for us to consider around the world. We know that the Russia-Ukraine situation has not fixed itself, or there's been no stopping of the violence and the war there. And now we have a new war to contend with, something that many are focused on over the last 10 days. However, as we'll show a chart here, we'll actually show the one-year oil chart first. You can see that the price of oil has spiked significantly over the last year, starting in July. I think that has come about from this idea that the markets are doing better. China is back into the mix, coming out of their COVID lockdowns, even though their economy is struggling to get back to its former strength. We're seeing oil prices go higher based on restrictions on Russia. We just heard some more sanctions by the US on Russia, which has caused price of oil to rise again. But if you look at, I guess, the 1 month chart of oil, which we also have, the terrorists went into Israel on October the 7th. And as you look here, you see an immediate spike in oil just after that. And then you see oil prices fall. And since then, they've gone up once again. And as I do the show, oil prices are even higher today, approaching $90 a barrel again. And so there's this push and pull between what's going on in the Middle East right now and this whole idea of slowing growth, which is no good for the price of oil. A strong dollar is also a negative for the price of oil, WTI, which is what we watch. So what we're seeing is the fears that we had regarding the stock market haven't really played out in the oil markets and haven't really played out in this with the stock market either. We've seen the stock market quite resilient and actually go even higher, as I mentioned to you earlier, on a turnaround October. And right now, at least so far, we haven't seen things get worse with respect to more countries getting involved in this war. So hopefully we will see an end to this war sooner rather than later. Hopefully we will see the terrorists, I guess, be infiltrated and hopefully taken care of. I know there's a lot of talk that this is about to happen. We haven't seen it yet. Hopefully other countries do not get involved in this war. And hopefully we can see an end to it as soon as possible with the least amount of casualties. And from a business perspective, with the least amount of damage to the markets and the least amount of damage to oil and the production of oil.